who I thought was the best defender against Vietnam, as they have this corner here. Can't clear their lines, Singapore, but now they do with the skipper Harris. You can see the idea there, getting that up to his club teammate as well, Song Woo-young.
Well, that's where Singapore have excelled in these counter-attacking situations. In possession, they have struggled. I don't think they've been very good with the ball. But those transitions, those quick transitions from defense out to attack, especially with Song Woo-young in the side now, as I said, the ability to carry the ball forward and run at this Indonesian defense or run into spaces in behind. Also got, obviously, the power and the pace of Iksan alongside him as well.
There's Nur Adam Abdullah, his first start for Singapore in a competitive fixture, Roshan. I mean, this is nervy stuff, isn't it? For him to be brought in a crucial match like this.
Yeah, big test for the young man, but come back to him as Nazrul picks this one up.
Right there from Nazrul Mazari, another one who's come back in, two new fullbacks. So Nazrul started the first match, but has lost his place with Zulkarnain in the subsequent ones. That was an interesting change as well on the other side, on the right-hand side. Zulkarnain moving out for Nazrul Mazari. He's gone for a bit of experience as well.
Yes, yeah, I think so. A bit of experience on that side of the pitch. To keep track of Irfan, but also I think fresh legs there with Nazrul in the side now.
That's a good point you made, Roshan, because we know how good they are on that left-hand side, don't we? Indonesia. Pratama and Irfan. That has stayed in. It won't be a corner.
You know, I in the build-up to this, I was expecting these two sides to make it into the last four of the competition, but this wasn't the semi-final that I was expecting. You know, and it's a credit to Indonesia, the work that they've done in the group stages to make sure that they finish top of the group. And spoke to Safwan Baharudin recently, and he mentioned that they're taking this challenge seriously. They know how good this Indonesian side are. At the same time, there was a little bit of relief. I think they were expecting that, having finished runner-up in their group, they were going to be taking on Vietnam in the semi-final.
Yeah, I don't think many people would have figured Vietnam finishing second in their group. That's an important challenge there. Safwan. Of course, this is the first of two legs, so you can afford to be a little bit conservative today. You don't have to go for it. You still have a second leg to come. But maybe that's gone into the thinking of the coaches.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? Nobody wants to leave themselves too exposed in the first leg and then have to chase the game in the second leg. So you want to be careful as well. Even if you do concede, you don't want to let the game sort of run away with you. Remember, you've got another 90 minutes to get that goal back if you need to. So don't take too many risks.
Enough noise in the crowd, mainly at the moment coming from the Indonesians, who were terrific, the fans, as well as the team. They kind of played off each other, didn't they?
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah, wonderful atmosphere. And we touched on that in the last game. We've spoken about this. We've been fortunate enough to do a couple of matches at Bishan Stadium with Group B, and we had the Vietnamese fans as well who've been incredible. So it's a credit to all the fans. I mean, the Singapore fans as well who've come out in support of their side. You see Forrest just taken out there. First opportunity from a set piece for Singapore.
This is their strength, isn't it, for Singapore? And Shin Tae-yong took great pains to point this out. 4 goals from set pieces for Singapore of their 7 in this tournament. Shadan Sulaiman. Great ball in. Looked like Iksan got a touch on it. Asking for a corner, not going to get it.
Yeah, the quality on the deliveries have been very good. And here Shadan, again, just comes off Indonesian defender there. I think it's Fakhrudin. Well defended. He made sure he tracked the run of Irfan all the way in. Good ball from Shadan.
There's Alfredo Debanga. been a versatile player for Indonesia.
Well, we spoke about Zulfahmi for Singapore stepping forward into midfield. Alfiandra can do exactly that for Indonesia as well. So you've got these players, you see Nadeo putting it out play, but you've got these players who have got the capability to give you a bit of that tactical flexibility. They can step into that back line, play in that back five or the back three, depending on the phases of possession, and then they can push into midfield as well when you do have control of the ball and you're looking to try and build out in that possession phase.
The Singapore fans now making their own noise. Got the roof covered as well, so it all stays in here. Really adds to the atmosphere. The scary thing, Roshan, is the bulk of that defence. Some of them are teenagers still. The rest are in their early 20s, more or less. It just stands them in great stead, doesn't it? This is outside of the three minnows in this competition, Cambodia, Laos, and Timor-Leste. They are the youngest squad in this competition. Singapore, the oldest squad, at almost 28 years of age.
It's a wonderful contrast, and the two different styles, I would say, or perspectives from these two sides, and where they each are in their phases of development. And Shin Tae-yong, I think, very much looking at trying to bring through that next generation of talent and molding them into this aggressive, attacking, high-intensity team that he wants them to be. I mentioned this, with younger players, it can sometimes be easier to get your ideas across to them and more willing to take those on. And I think for Indonesian players as well, it's good to be exposed to that sort of coaching, that sort of level of coaching, and that sort of level of professionalism, and those sorts of qualities that he has, Shin Tae-yong. It just exposes you. It's a matter of education as well.
Yeah, he's proved he's very much his own man, and there was pressure on him to pick. For example, Ilya Spasejovic has got more international goals than all the other forwards that have been picked in this squad. So it doesn't fit the system. That's a lovely ball over for Irfan from Alfrianda Dewanga. Away by Irfan.
Yeah, it's not even just about fitting into the system. It's about how he gets along with the rest of the team, the rest of the squad, and and that's so important, especially in a tournament like this where you're going to be stuck together for a while in that bubble. And this is something that Tatsuma Yoshida spoke about. It's a great challenge.
Great work there, isn't it, from Song Wei-young. He's rode out the challenge as well, up to Faris Rumley on the left-hand side for Singapore. Waterburn, much better ball in for Iksan Fundi. Breaking news, of course, leading up into this match, is that Iksan Fundi, who was poised to play in the top flight of Norwegian football with his club FK Yerv, has just made the move to his brother's club in Thailand, who's in this team as well. Irfan Fundi, he's going to BG Patan. What did you make of that one?
We'll come back to that.
Asnawi. That's put out for a corner.
Well worked by Indonesia there, just to play through the middle initially, just draw Singapore into these narrow positions, and then release Asnawi in space out wide on the right hand side. Decent enough cross. Safwan heading it away. Yeah, interesting one. The timing of the announcement coming just before this match. I wonder what the thinking was behind that. There must have been some discussions with the player about it. It's an interesting move. We'll see how the set piece develops before we investigate that further.
Oh, a bit of a flap there from Hassan Sunny. Pretty good tournament so far, the veteran keeper.
Pratama Arhan, we know he's got wonderful technique and delivery on his left foot. Not just about his throw-ins, we scored a brilliant goal against Malaysia last time out. High energy, great work rate, gets up and down that left-hand side.
Successive corner here for Indonesia. Near post. This time pretty well dealt with from Zulfahmi. And a quick ball up. It's a good ball as well, but it just curves away from Faris. You see the idea from Haris Harun. It's a clear strategy, isn't it, Roshan?
Yeah, I mean, look, go for it. In those situations as well with Asnawi, credit to him on that occasion. He defended that really well. Read the pass, read the bounce of it, came across and cut out that danger.
Finally is there to clear it away. Ball up to the other Irfan.
I wonder how long he's going to be playing alongside his brother at BG Patum, because there's talk about Irfan moving on from BG Patum. Rumours that John Book are looking at him.
Yep.
If they can stump up the cash.
Fair amount as well. $1 million. Now, here is that long throw, and this time it's a much longer run-up. He's got the space on this side. Pratama, they've not put a man on him this time. Should be straightforward for Hassan. And again, an immediate release. He's slipped as he was just about to make contact with the ball. Big divot there from him.
Well, that's the great thing about Hassan. And Singapore here, with these long throws, obviously they would have looked at that, they would have studied it, they would have worked on it on the training ground. What Singapore do have is at least they have height at the back. We know aerially they are strong. And Hassan is a very confident and experienced goalkeeper. He's been one of Singapore's best players, I think, in this competition.
That's where Iksan onto the ball, but I've got to say, that's excellent coverage from Alfianda.
Yeah, it's just scary when you think about the future of Indonesian football. Alfiandra is 20, Pratama Arhan,
Just turned 20 yesterday.
Happy birthday to Pratama Arhan. Rizky Riddle, 20 years of age. Wow.
Asnawi's 22.
Yes, Asnawi 22, playing in Korea.
Here we go, though. Here's Song. Oh, that was a good intervention. Oh, the rebound. Singapore denied anyway. It would have been offside.
This is encouraging play from Singapore. If you're a Singapore fan, you see that the variance in the runs there. Iksan just peeling off towards the near post. Oh, I tell you what, he doesn't catch that one well at all. Missed times the hit on that. I think he'll be disappointed with himself, because when I spoke to him after he scored those 2 goals, Noor Adam has gone in with a high challenge.
Not a
Could be in
great one.
trouble
That
here.
looks bad. I don't think there's any malice in that. He's apologising.
It's a terrible challenge from Noor Adam. Be very fortunate if he gets away with it.
He's been told just to quickly walk away from this one.
Oh, I mean, look, he's got his eyes on the ball, sure, but can't go flying into your position like that.
But to be clear, Roshan, you feel the worst it would be is a yellow, and it is, isn't it? So, do you think it could be worse?
Listen, I've seen sending offs for that, for challenges like that. We've seen it in the world of football.
Yeah.
You know, his knee is essentially gone with a knee to Witan's chest in that situation.
Yellow card it is. I think it ended up being one of those that probably looked worse than it was, because it did look pretty bad, didn't it? The contact made. Noor has got a yellow card, and a pretty early one as well. Away by Zulfami. Nicely taken there by Faris. Good touch on by Nicky Kambawaya. Here's Irfan. Inside, Pratama. Nasrul and him having a nice, decent battle. Fairly even Stevens at the moment for you?
Yeah, nice even contest at the moment. And I think the Indonesia-Malaysia game, you remember how quick the pace and the tempo was in that one. We haven't seen that sort of intensity yet in this match, and that's completely understandable. Very early on.
Yeah. Also because it was that one-off, effectively.
That's right.
It was almost a winner-take-all, wasn't it?
I think Shin Tae-yong mentioned something about the first 2 matches of this competition being a way for them to sort of get into the rhythm of play. And I mean, they blew those 2 teams away, didn't they? If that was them getting the rhythm of play, it's not no surprise they made their way top of the group into the semi-finals. And then he said from then on, after those first two matches, essentially everything has been treated like a final.
Yeah, he said every game now as well, all the way, to be treated as a final. I love the mind games that were played as well in the build-up to this one. He was saying Singapore, they will come at us, we're the underdog, trying to play it off, trying to put the pressure on. He's been trying to do that sort of thing throughout this tournament. Here come Indonesia. Asnawi. Rahmat Irianto. Closed down there by Zulfahmi.
Rahmat is another player who's been so impressive for Indonesia. Another one, 22 years of age, can play in central defence, can play in central midfield, doesn't look out of place at all.
Started his career up top. Slowly worked his way back down the pitch.
Just looking to try and put it through the legs of Zulfahmi there. Well defended by Zulfahmi. Came in for a bit of criticism after that Thailand game. A bit harsh. This player with really good qualities. There's a reason why he's in the national side. The reason why Tsuma Yoshida puts him in the starting 11.
Fourth corner for Indonesia. Defended on the corner. Looking for a way through. Asnawi. Fallen to Witan Sulaiman. Waits to pull the trigger.
Well, the first touch from Witan was excellent. What it did was it unbalanced Haris Harun just as he receives it. Good run. That first touch, it's an unexpected one for that Singapore defence. Because it takes him across the penalty area here. Just unbalances Haris just for the moment. Does enough eventually to put Witan off his shot at goal. Incredible talent. I'm just talking about these incredibly talented Indonesian players.
He's off in Europe, Lechia Gdansk in Poland, Witan Sulaiman. He played in the Serbian League. Talking of Serbian League, that's where Egy Maulana plays. He's just come across now. Indonesia had a little problem there. I think Setiawan is okay. There's Iksan. Important is a foul. Haris saw the run there of Faris Ramli. Just looking to release him as much as they can, can't they?
You know what needs to be better? The type of pass. In that situation, Haris, he kind of lofted it in behind. It needs to be a driven pass. He needs to hit it with his instep like you're shooting at goal almost. You need to drive it in behind to that space so there's pace on the ball. And it becomes difficult for a defender to recover and maybe even read the flight of it. It's Indonesia, knowing that Singapore have that threat on the counter-attack, that defense is going to have to be alert all throughout this match.
Touch on Brian Witten's a nice one. Here's Asnawi. Back to Witan Sulaiman. Safwan Bahruddin by the Indonesian skipper.
Now he's gone straight through Safwan here. I mean, you can see those fighting qualities. He is late with that challenge.
Well, coming into this, Indonesia had the most fouls, 58 fouls. They came in the most yellow cards, 9. And some of the ASEAN press, particularly Vietnam, because of what happened in their group game, called them, weren't very diplomatic, shall we say, in the press. What they saw as the tactics and the way they played their football was rough. I think it's probably the most diplomatic way of saying it.
And again, Singapore looking to just move things on very quickly. Intelligent touch from Song. Turn away from Rizky. Left this knee in the thigh of Song Woo-Yong.
Because of all those yellow cards accumulated, that's why we have no place today for Ramai Rumakek, who is suspended for this one. They have 9 yellow cards. Singapore not far behind. 51 fouls coming into this game with 8 yellow cards. Go across to a looping header. And that is creeping in from Sutherland.